Good afternoon. Welcome back to Coastal Resin and Glitter. Today, I am going to do a test of this. I'm not sponsored by these people or anything. I actually ran across it on the internet, I think it was. I don't remember how I ran across it. This is a resin that actually is manufactured here in the United States out of, I think it comes out of Seattle. Just got this in the mail today. Now, I'm going to test it and the reason I ordered this is Naked Fusion, and I don't know if anybody has used this before, and I just haven't seen it and have tested it and what their results were. But it claims to be non-toxic, naked. It says naked, plus 0 VOCs, breathe easy, odorless, formulas designed and tested by top scientists, waterproof, food safe. It says it's food safe for boards, countertops, and more. Heat resistant. It's excellent for coasters with hot cups, and of course scratch and impact resistant. So I'm not sure if what we have been using is scratch or impact resistant. I would guess, because it gets pretty darn hard, but it's not that I've not tried it. It also is crystal clear, a non-yellowing formula, safe to use indoors and in-home use. It has a 45-minute work time. Let's see, the easy bubble remover with heat gun or torch, cures in 24 hours, and it demolds in 24 to 48 hours. Crystal clear, advanced, non-yellowing formula. Now, it's 1-to-1 resin, just like what we're used to. And I probably should get my glasses on so I can read what is here. But mixing instructions, it says not to mix fast. Keep the bottles, they work best if only one. And I believe it is is warm to at least 70 degrees. And right now it's in Florida here, I think we're in the low 80s. So, and in the shop here, I know it's above 70, so that's not a problem. Because the thicker it becomes, obviously, the more bubbles it does make when you're stirring. But it says if it's colder than 70, put it in a warm bath for about 10 to 15 minutes. Only part A, not both of them. And then mix 1-to-1 by weight or volume. Let's see. After warming, of course, wipe the bottles so no water gets in there. Wear gloves, protective eyewear, graduated containers, one part resin to 1 part hardener. Stir and mix thoroughly 3 to 6 minutes, scraping the sides and bottom until the resin and hardener are thoroughly combined. Leave no area unmixed, of course, we already know that. It's more important to mix versus how long. Bubbles will naturally form from mixing. And according to this, it does release bubbles relatively easy. And it says, don't worry, they will remove easily with a heat gun or torch once you pour your mix into your project. Profile is different than working time. Profile is the time in the cup after mixed, and working time is the time the resin is poured into the project. So over and above the mixing time, we have the profile time of 45 minutes, working time. If you are mixing with a mixer, make sure to use hand speed to mix slowly and do not over froth the mix. Now, in the directions, nowhere does it say to put it in the vacuum chamber like we're used to doing. And I guess that I would do that no matter what, and even if it's just for a couple of minutes. It says to pour out onto your surface quickly after mixing. Mixing in smaller quantities gives you a longer pot life. Of course, and we know that the more you have, the faster it is it's going to cure. It works with a mix in pigments, dyes, mica powders, Pouring the molds, have all your molds set out and ready to pour. Working time is about 45 minutes once you pour your resin out. For casting in small or large molds, pour the mixed resin into your mold. After pouring, use a heat gun and torch to remove bubbles as described on the panel. If you're layering, wait 4 to 6 hours to pour the next layer, then repeating the process until you reach the desired depth. They're saying not to pour more than, I think it's 3/4 of an inch. I think it was 3/4 of an inch. It might be half an inch. I'll see if I can run across it here real quick. Process until you reach the depth you desire. Demold in 24 hours or when completely firm. For coating, use the notch spreader usually like you use if you're spreading cement or plaster or something. The notch thing, spread it out. After pouring, remove bubbles using a heat gun or torch. Make sure that you move the torch continuously. Don't leave it just sitting at one spot. We all know that one. Bubbles remove very easily if your part A is warmed prior to mixing. Air stirring will continue to, let's see, don't hold the torch too long. We know that. Keep torch 4 to 6 inches away from surface. Air from stirring will continue to rise for 1 hour after pouring, so repeat the process as necessary until the bubbles have disappeared. So it takes a little bit. When you're finished with the pour, protect from dust particles falling on. We know that. We use the cover the project when needed. Keep the temperature at 70 to 80 during the entire curing process. Nowhere on here does it say anything about using a heat mat, but when I turn mine on, I don't turn it. I have never turned it on above 122. I use the low temperature. I know everybody else, or most everybody I've seen, actually puts it sometimes on the high temperature. And I haven't had any trouble with what I do. It's cured when I come out maybe 2 hours later, because I usually set it for an hour and a half. And it's probably 2.5 hours before I come out and check it, and it's always, but nowhere in this pamphlet does it say not to use the heating table. Just to keep, the warmer it is, it takes up to an hour to release all the bubbles. When coating, you repeat 8 to 12 hours. When casting, you can relayer in 4 to 6 hours. Temperature can affect cure times. Warmer temperatures can cure faster. At 70 degrees, hard to touch in approximately 8 to 24 hours and reaches maximum hardness in 72 hours. Of course, store. Use isopropyl alcohol to remove uncured resin or hardener. Then wash with soap and water. On here somewhere, what type of pigments can I use? It's compatible with mica powder, alcohol inks, and most resin dyes. So I guess, again, it's one of those things where we test and try, and if it works, we're good for us. What's the shelf life of used within 6 months of opening and unopened a year? And I think it's with everything else, there's got to be a time frame. But I had resin when I started back using resin a year ago that had been opened for quite a long time, and it was yellow, and I used it, and it was perfectly fine. It was hard. It cured in time and was clear. The bottom, vertical, and what are the options for vertical edges? Working the edges on your website. It says to go on the website, which would be Naked Fusion. I guess would check to see how you do your edges, but I think probably it's no different than what we're used to. Is how to prepare to coat acrylic pour painting and remove silicone oil, cell activators. That's on the website. Most common reason for curing issues is improper measuring and mixing. Adding too much hardener can cause curing issues, as well as not mixing both parts together. So it's pretty much the same. The other thing is, it says that as far as heat temperature, somewhere on here, it's a warm weather tips. We recommend pouring in the indoor, obviously. Cold weather. It was heat resistant, somewhere in here, I thought I read that it was heat resistant up, did it say 200 degrees? Did I already say that for a cup of coffee? And it's supposedly, even as far as weather outside here in Florida, we've always been resistant to putting our resin outside because it will get soft and melt. So, and obviously it's not the middle of winter or middle of summer where it's at our hottest, but we still get up into 80 degrees. So I'm going to pour just something really simple today, and I'll show you what I'm going to pour. I'll probably pour something, I don't know. I don't know if I'll have color in it. I might add a little bit of dye just so I'm not wasting it. Maybe I'll do a Christmas tree. Then I'm going to set it outside and let it set in the sun and set in the heat for a day or two, and we'll see how it happens, if it actually withstands the heat and doesn't get soft like so many of our, we're told. The resin is heat resistant to 200 degrees and works great for coasters. Okay, so anyway, so this is FDA approved, food safe, heat resistant, UV resistant. I guess that means it's heat resistant. And it was a little bit cheaper, but I didn't go with the big bottle because I didn't know for sure whether I was going to like it. So I just ordered this small kit. In the kit, obviously you get A and B, and a bottle of A, and a bottle of B. And these are 16 ounce each. And they're as clear as we ever get. And then there was 2 of these cups. I wish if somebody would tell somebody, we need to have these markings in black. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't read that. I have to. Who can actually read this? I mean, maybe if you're 20 years old and your eyes are perfect yet, but the majority of us, I don't believe, can read what the heck those are. And for whatever reason, they sent us, included in there were pipettes. And then I got a couple of mixing tools and 2 pairs of gloves, which is nice. Okay, so I'm going to put you on hold. I am going to mix some of this up, and I'll decide what it is we're going to test.
You can pour.
Okay, I think I'm back. I never know, I can't see the light. Yep, I'm back, guys. Okay, I've just stirred it for 3 minutes, and, I can't say there aren't bubbles, but they are rising, but I think I'm going to put it in the vacuum chamber. I'm going to put half of it into my little diamond here, put it into the vacuum chamber, both cups, and I might have enough to put blue over top of my angel. Is that what it is?
Fairy.
Fairy. Yeah, I'll get it right one of these days. All right, be back, guys.
You probably catch that in there.
All right, I am back, guys. Okay, I did put it in the vacuum chamber for 2 minutes. There wasn't a lot of bubbles come up. There was a few, and I did put some of my crushed diamond, and I don't know what you can see. The crushed diamond.
Crushed crystal.
My editor here, standing next to me. It's unicorn crushed crystal, magical mica. And then I also used Let's Resin's blue dye to get this pretty blue. He said that a diamond should be blue. So I put 2 drops in. I probably should have only put 1, but that's all right. We got a nice dark diamond. So I'm going to let this cure. I'm going to put it on the heat mat. I'm going to let this cure and see what it does. All right, I was hoping I would have enough to do the fairy, but I'm not. Oh, gracious. Right, I guessed that thing takes. I've got just over an ounce left. In fact, doming it might put me at an ounce, which means I don't even have enough to do that little box, I don't believe. What did I do with the box? What did I do with that new box? I just unmolded it today. What did I do with it? This is the original one. Pretty sure this is the original one. Maybe it's the old one.
Should do angel wings in that color.
Angel wings?
Yeah.
All right. He said angel wings, so we'll do angel wings in this blue, which will leave me with a little bit more. Is this? Whoops. I think this is. See, I got to determine with these hand-cut molds, where's the. I know that some of them, the cutoff is actually before you get to the top, and then other ones, it's after you get to the top. So, okay, let's do some more of these crystals.
Try this thing. This thing.
Well, I don't have enough for that. There's here.
This little heart.
I was going to put some Diane Kapoor, but I'm going to do these. No, I'm going to do these little crystals.
Oh,
This will be a nice short video today. Oh, that I can't spray this, otherwise it'll be all over the table. It is domed to the top. Okay, and it's going around the little pin. I don't know what those little tiny ones are good for. I mean, they're too tiny for earrings. Well, maybe for tiny people. Let's see, I've got. Okay, so I'm going to have a bunch of these. I got so much stuff, and I'm not really going to have my eBay store up ready for Christmas, but that's all right. This has been a chore and a half getting myself set up and going, and all the crazy stuff that you guys see that I've done. I'm a whole lot better now. I don't have enough. I have got about a half an ounce left. What am I going to do? Okay, let's do one of these. It'll be just a crystal blue pendant, which is fine. I can put a flower or something on it. And I think I might have enough for earrings that I have nothing to put on. I don't have any tiny UDTFs. And I hate to cut my big ones up to get the tiny flowers off of them.
Don't you have dry flowers?
Yeah, but I'd have to put them in now, and I don't want to do that. All right, let me clean this up a little bit, guys.
Oh, this one turned out pretty.
What are you looking at?
Her recent bloom that she
Oh,
did.
you're talking about, oh, I've got pouring it out. No, what is it?
Pouring your heart out.
Pouring your heart out is on mute, so he's watching that. Okay, so I've got a little tiny bit more. Let's do. I don't have any blue butterflies, so let's do the butterflies. I don't know. You guys can see this, and my hand up here.
You should put that on the.
This is what a shaky. This is what shakiness does. So I had enough. If I could find my second one, because I've got two of these, I would have enough for two.
Your scrappy thingy?
My scrappy thingy?
Yeah, that's what I call it.
See, I'm just dragging this off back into the pot. This is easy to clean. All these little tiny butterflies. It's amazing that little thing
Oh, you already did that?
No, I didn't do that one. That's a bunch of tinies that I don't have any idea what to do. Would you get me another one of those wipes? I got just a tiny bit left. I guess let's do one of these. Maybe have enough for one of these flowers. Let's see, I'm going to have to get the torch out and torch this. And now remember, this is the new stuff that's supposed to be good for the heat. So once this dries, probably starting tomorrow, the diamond will be set outside for a few days and see how the temperature takes it. Thank you. I got a little tiny bit more in here. Gotta twist this thing up and break it up.
You have some more in the drawer back there.
And some more what?
Of those pokey sticks.
I know. Got tons of pokey sticks.
Pokey squeegee sticks.
That's the advantage of having done, advantage of having done resin for so long is you do have a collection of stuff. Let's do one of these flowers that I know is clean. I don't know if you guys can see me. Ryan, can you tell if the camera is on where I am, or am I out?
It is.
Okay, thank you. This is Ryan, guys. He's my, hey, run and fetch something today. Thanksgiving, it's going to be just he and I. My grandson is going to go spend Thanksgiving with his girlfriend and her family so that he can spend Christmas and my birthday here. So I don't know what we're going to do for Thanksgiving. We might have sandwiches.
Or go to Village Inn.
If we go to Village Inn, that means I got to get dressed.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, all right. That is it for today. Until the next time. And we demold. See you later, guys. Bye. Okay, guys, I am back. It's only been a couple hours, and it is time to unmold. It's still soft. I just unmolded a couple of the little things. Look how sparkly they are. Can you see how this is? Very clear. I don't know that it's going to be interesting because I am going to test the heat factor. And then I wanted to take these out. These are all, it was, the mat is kind of what I guess would call lukewarm. It's not really warm. It's not hot by any means. Things are really still very flexible, but unmoldable. And this is using the, that new resin that I am testing. The Naked Fusion Diamond Clarity resin. It comes out of Seattle. I don't know how, I never know how clear this camera really is, and in trying to focus, it seems like it isn't really, because it's very sparkly, very, very sparkly. Okay, that's not very flat. I'm running to keep them, even though they're little, as flat as possible. And then, of course, I did the other gems. You can see the gems, how sparkly they are. I should, let me see if this oh, it's not plugged in, darn. And that's those gems. Let me get the rest of these gems. And they're coming out easy. I mean, these, but this is this is kind of a easy mold. But there's some more of the gems, and again, I use the Dianca Pores. Brian put it away. what did I, oh no, I didn't. I used the Let's Resin blue epoxy dye is what I used. Let's see this. Oh, that is, look how sparkly that is. That is very good. And of course, we've got all these tiny little butterflies. Got 16 of these. That'll come out. And it's amazing. I was watching a couple of people do other molds that had the fine detail. And I'm going to try just not worrying about the fine detail. I'll go over it like I do these little butterflies and see what happens. But there's a slew of the little crystal butterflies. Put those, I'm not going to put those in the container because those are still somewhat sticky. All right, so now this is warm. It's not hot, so if it won't unmold very easily, then I'll wait till tomorrow and come back out. But I was hoping to kind of be able to finish this tonight so that I could take the card in and at least start to do editing. So I've got, this will be two that I've got to get edited and finished, because the one that I pulled out earlier today, this is unmolding actually rather easily, considering I just poured this. It was on the hot thing for 2 hours, long enough, an hour and a half, and then however length of time it took to cool down. Wow, look at that. That is, Ryan insisted that he wanted blue for the diamond. And that's kind of the effect to get. The only thing is, I really don't know what it is. It's part of a little jar set for the bathroom. I don't know what you'd put in there. It's not big enough for much of anything. Maybe put a little flower in it, little silk rose or something in there. That's what that is. So this is going to go set outside in the sun tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. It says it's good up to 200 degrees, and this is that hard already, even after a short period of time. I do have to trim the bottom a little bit. I never know for sure how far to go on this, and I could have domed it, I guess, a little bit more. That's very pretty. I might have to do the rest of the set in this color. This was 1 drop in 4 ounces, and I got all of that. And this is domed perfectly. And all these things they're domed just right. I don't have to do any trimming on any of this. Okay, well, that ends this video as far as using the Naked Fusion. And I may wait a couple of days. I'll see what this is like in the sun and see how the heat transfers. Although it's not that hot right now in Florida. It's not like we're in 90-degree weather. It's 80s at this point. But anyway, it said it was good up to 200 degrees, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. So anyway, good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Bye.